Hey guys, it's Thursday, and this week we've been looking at inspiration for recovery and predominantly focusing on what inspired us to recover. I know that I've said it a million times before, and I'll say it again now in case we have new viewers. Okay, I got sick in 2000, well, maybe 99 into 2000. I was diagnosed a few months later with anorexia and given treatment, and I do believe that the early intervention has served me well. I didn't particularly engage with the therapy. I kind of tried a bit and went to my sessions and tried to eat okay and would gain a bit of weight and then freak out and was kind of back and forth. I was hospitalized in 2002 a couple of times, then in 2003 a couple of times, and then I left the hospital against medical advice at the end of 2003, Christmas 2003, and I came back home and refused to go back. And something I was talking about with Kathy, who used to produce videos here too, was that a very good friend of mine, she just was like, Rach, what are you doing? She was just like, I've been trying to get better for like a year, and I tell you what, it's fucking hard work, but we just stop sitting on the fucking bench and come and play with us in the field. And I was kind of like, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. And she was like, oh, right, so you're fine, so you're going to keep maintaining a really low weight and not eat enough and expect your body just to cope with it. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, well, who are you bullshitting? Okay, denial can get us some places, but who are you bullshitting? And the only person I'm hurting is myself. And not only am I hurting myself, I'm hurting the people who love me, the people who care about me, the people who need me. Whether that be godchildren, grandparents, animals, parents, best friends, brother, whoever. People want me alive. And so somebody who'd always inspired me, and this isn't unknown in kind of the eating disorder sort of community, is Molly Hornbecker. And of course, Wasted, I adore it. And there's quite a few quotes at the beginning of the book which just inspire me so much, and there's some parts at the end, and I kind of read over that, and I'm just gonna read some. I don't have the book, I lent it to my therapist, but and she's just basically writing, it means I have a responsibility to stay here on earth, in the kitchen, in the bed, and not to slip slowly back into the mirror. And I'm alright. We will not deal with words such as well or recovered or fine. It takes a lot of time to get alright. And I kind of like alright quite a bit. It's an interesting balancing act. The state of alright. It's a glass half empty or glass half full sort of place. I could tip either way. And I think that was something for a long time that I felt, and the reason I do use the word recovered now is that I began my recovery at the beginning of 2004. I've actually got my journal here, okay, from that point, and I can tell you, like I used to say in some of my own videos, that it happened on the, let me find the date, Monday the 19th of January. And I know a lot of people who deal with alcohol addiction and drug problems have a sort of date since they've been sober, and in some respects I'm going to say that that's me, but what was different, deciding to do all of this is bloody hard. And she sort of writes here about blah blah blah, I'm sick of despair, so magazine model looking apathetic and underfed and stoned and exactly the same as all the other wan sickly models. Forgive me for being chipper, but despair is desperately dull. So I guess what happened is that I got tired of being so dull. There is in fact an incredible freedom in having nothing left to lose. In my limbo period after my last day in hospital, I was grasping at straws, and if you do that long enough, you eventually get a hold of some, enough anyway to keep you going. And it is about a leap of faith, and I think that what was different in in recovery, which I began in 2004, is that it was a period of great change. I was sort of up and down, backwards and forwards, you know, trying to eat better, trying to gain the weight. And it wasn't really until 2006, that was all 2004, all 2005, and quite a bit of 2006, that I got to a place where I was like, I can barely remember what it was like to have anorexia. And I was in a place where food was a non-issue, my weight was a non-issue. I didn't live with an eating disorder. And that kind of freaked me out. I'll be honest with you, it really freaked me out. And I did relapse in 2007, and pretty quickly as well, and I kind of fell like flat on my face. And I picked myself up. I involved myself in my studies, my dissertation, and by my graduation in July 2008, I was well again. And I kind of stayed well, and I had a difficult winter in 2008. Just a lot of bad memories, still dealing with the trauma, and I certainly now feel like I'm in a place of recovered, and it's kind of difficult to define that is. And the only reason I say it is because I'm not on that journey anymore. I'm not kind of gaining the weight, stabilising my eating, dealing with my other mental health problems. I've dealt with the abuse, I've dealt with the trauma. You know, I'm on medication, I'm stable. And I'm now looking forward to life. And so I thought I'd bring with me a few things that inspire me. I kind of came prepared. Okay. These are two articles. You're going to think I'm really random for showing you them. And this is called Death Without Weeping. I don't know whether you can see. Okay. And it's the balance of everyday life in Brazil. And it's something that I read as part of my studies in anthropology. And it's a really stunning chapter, the one to do with mother love. And it inspires me, and I hold on to it. And then another one is called A Space on the Side of the Road. And I keep these articles and I kind of read them because they're dealing with people who are going through definite hardship, but somehow cope and somehow survive. And it inspires me. It completely inspires me. Other things that inspire me. Books, okay? I've got just a few. Murakami, love it. Paul Coelho, love it. Toad Johansson, love it. Ian McEwan, love it even more. I've just bought myself some Anais Nin. I'm reading the final part of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. And they definitely, I adore to read. Films. Right? Pretty in Pink. Brilliant movie. La Vie en Rose. Stunning. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Pan's Labyrinth. Rosemary's Baby. Repulsion. I live for movies as well. What else? I keep this little book, and it was actually when I went down to London this summer because I wanted to take a load of pictures with me. And it has all of this beautiful stuff here. And I know a lot of us on the collab discuss using post-it notes. I've got even more here. And these really, inspire me when I'm struggling. I do actually also have, these are pictures from like a pretend kind of photo shoot we did. And these are all pictures with my friends and family, and you can probably see my grandpa up there. My poster, we can do it, post-it notes around a mirror, more photos, even more photos. And yeah, all of this is kind of my inspiration. And can you just see my baubles up here? I've got one with an angel. I've got a friendship one that Tracy gave me, one that Amanda gave me, and I've got my dream catcher. And I've got even more pictures around me.